God made Eve from the rib of Adam, and it was weak, and loosed the raven on the world. And the raven was called sin. Say it. The raven was called sin.
Why do you tell me, Mama?
Say it.
No.
The raven was called sin.
Oh, Mama, and the raven was called sin.
And first sin was intercourse. And first sin was intercourse. First sin was intercourse.
I didn't sin, Mama.
Say it.
I didn't sin, Mama.
First sin was intercourse. First sin was intercourse. First sin was intercourse.
The first sin was intercourse, Mama. I was so scared. I thought I was dead. And the girls, they all laughed at me and everything at me.
And Eve was weak. Say it.
No, Mama.
Eve was weak.
No.
Eve was weak.
No.
Eve was weak. Say it.
No, Mama.
Say it.
Eve was weak. Eve was weak.
The Lord visited Eve with a curse. The curse was a curse of blood.
Hold on, General. Here we go again. On the Dukes of Hazzard. Loretta Lynn visits Hazzard County, and everybody gets into her act.
Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do.
Want my autograph, Roscoe?
Hey, look, Loretta Lynn. We got Loretta Lynn. Would you repeat that? Get moving!
It's very frightening in proportion when we consider the ramifications of what all mind control entails and how anyone can justify a robotic society under the so-called world peace guise, which is actually the New World Order, world dominance.
This trip to Atlantic City provided me an opportunity to talk with Loretta while her husband, Mooney, Riley and Houston met for business. Loretta and I had so much in common that our time together had been restricted from the time we met in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1981 and discussed our victimizations. 3 while alone in Loretta's dressing room at the Playboy Club. We discussed a wide range of topics from motherhood to the White House. We talked about Reagan in terms of his role as the Wizard of Oz, but mostly we recited the general praises we were trained to say. We talked about Reagan's favorite music by Air Supply, which he had supplied to us both via Riley. Air Supply's cryptic NASA/Project Monarch theme recordings became life and breath to us both according to Reagan's intention, which locked in our program devotion for him. We discussed the recent inauguration party Loretta had attended at the White House. I was aware she had entertained there as Houston relayed information to Riley pertaining to his recent trip to Panama. Loretta and I switched personalities spontaneously as we inadvertently triggered each other with the shared cryptic language to which we were accustomed. We discussed forbidden subjects including Noriega and Bird until J. Riley and Houston got us and separated us as though we were a couple of naughty kids. I learned more than I was supposed to about Loretta while in Atlantic City, but was never permitted another opportunity to speak with her so freely.
I remember when they first rang you up and said we want to make a movie about coal miner's daughter. What did you think?
Well, I was let, Universal has a swimming pool there where they have their rooms, and I was let outside in my swimming suit, and here comes somebody from Universal. I can't remember now who the name was. But they had a stack of pictures about that high, and they said, Loretta, if there happened to be a movie of coal miner's daughter, could you pick the girl out? And I said, well, let me see. So they give me all these pictures. I got down to this little blonde girl, freckle-faced, and I've always been freckle-faced. So I just threw the picture aside. They come back to get them, and they looked down, and they said, are you telling me that that's going to be her? I said, yeah. And they didn't believe that for a long time.
So Mooney helped Tommy. How did you help Sissy?
Well, she was with me off and on for a year, and it liked to kill me because I was doing 2 shows a night at that time, as you well know. And she would come back to Nashville and stay at Spence Manor. Me and her, I'd come home, but I'd never get down here. I would stay at the Spence Manor, and we'd put the songs on lampshades, pin them up there with clothespins, and I'd go in front of Sissy and with my guitar and sing it, and she'd come behind me with her guitar and sing. And then we took all of my voices off the soundtracks, Owen Bradley did, And Sissy went in the studio and we worked that way. And then he took a live band, brought her in the studio, and made her sing like me. And I took her on the Opry, I think it's 3 times. Opry members could not tell when I would put a verse and she would take on a verse. Now that's how close we were.
But did you have to teach her the way you sang?
Yeah. She picked it up fast. She just liked to be with me. And she was going to make sure it was just like me. And she did it.
Loretta Lynn visits Hazard County, and everybody gets into her act.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Would you repeat that?
Monkey see, monkey do.
She done it so well, Patsy and Peggy were about 9 years old, and I walked in the house, and they said, Mommy, I want you to quit talking like Sissy Spacek.
What was it like when you saw the film, seeing someone play yourself? It must be weird.
That's why I can't watch it. I just can't watch it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud to have the honor to introduce the President of the United States.
Thank you all. Gene, thank you very much. And thank all of you. The AFI has nourished the art of the moving image, and helping film educate and entertain has become a part of our rich inheritance. The mirror of America, if you will. And it's also, in a sense, the conscience of America. Who can forget the movies since AFI was born? Coal Miner's Daughter, where the human spirit vanquished poverty. Movies have made us laugh, and we Bushes will admit it, cry too. They've made us think. They've helped us get through bad times, and they've made good times even better. The moving picture is our mirror and our conscience. In the White House Theater, thank you, Jack Valenti, and in theaters all around the world. And so I ask you, help AFI celebrate America and this magnificent heritage, so that you and I can always say, to understand the heart of America, just look at the American film. To understand the heart of America, just look at the American film. To understand the heart of America, just look at the American film.
Consider that Gerald Ford's presidential cabinet included George Bush as head of the CIA, Donald Rumsfeld as Secretary of Defense, Dick Cheney as Secretary of State, Jack Valenti as his press secretary. Of course, many of you know Jack Valenti is head of the Motion Picture Association of America. And he, along with a small handful of corporations, control our medias and decide what information we can be privy to through the television, through the arts. I name these names so that you can understand who these people are, because they're the same ones over and over and over again. And people have forgotten to connect the dots to realize who these people are.
fancy place you got here. I thought you and Weenie were in the meatpacking business.
Well, cow flesh, girl flesh. All the same to me. What they're buying, I'm selling. What do you want, Nick?
500 G's used to Chicago.
Here it's different. This is heartland. Everybody wants what I got. Grade A. Prime stuff, raised special. Of course, we gotta keep them a little doped up. Uppers, downers, all the livestock gets their shots.
Help me, please.
Why don't you come in with me, Nick? It's good business.
No, you wallow in your own sewer. Just get it up for Chicago.
Well, it's the weekend, you know. The banks are closed.
Banks get opened. Easy or hard, they get opened.
You be at the fair tomorrow. I'll give you what you want.
How much is girl flesh to go these days?
Well, the blue book is 20, but for you it'd be 15.
Just say I'm taking her on account.
Yeah, real smart.
Before I was rescued and my mind and my memory restored, I was totally robotic. I had no ability to think for myself. I had no ability to question or to reason. I could only do exactly what I was told to do.
The Chicago suite. They used to call it the presidential suite, but they don't stop in Kansas anymore. Anything you need, Nick, just ask. You look fine.
Oh, you look good too, pal. Hello, Kim.
Hi. I never saw anything so pretty. It smells good.
I go to lemon.
Straight Havana.
I've got a good nose.
Smell a friend from a mile away.
You bet. What's your name?
Nick, what's yours?
Poppy.
Well,
Am I your present?
Go down and get something to eat.
no. Protective custody.
Well, I guess that's not so bad. I never knew a man before, not even to talk to.
Well, where did they keep you?
In the orphanage with the other girls.
And where was that?
It was in Missouri. It's the only home I really remember. It was in the country.
Then you have nobody.
Just Violet.
Who?
Violet, the other girl that was with me. She's my sister. Not truly, but we're closer than that. Violet and me, we'd climb in each other's bed when it was really cold in the wintertime and hug each other really close. And sometimes we'd touch each other and dream how a man's hands would feel on us. I'd talk to her in a really deep voice and I'd say, "I love you, Violet." And I'd kiss her so she wouldn't cry. We tried to run away once. The old woman caught us. She said we couldn't leave, that we were being raised up special. But that when we were done, there'd be lots of handsome men loving us forever.
You didn't really believe that, did you?
No. You could tell they were lying, but it didn't matter much, because in the spring we'd run out into the fields and there'd be sunshine and new rain, and I'd be a squirrel and a rabbit and a badger, and then I'd fall down and feel the earth, and in an instant I'd know that being alive was just everything.
I like that.
Do you truly?
He truly.
Say my name.
Poppy.
Say it again.
Poppy.
Cheney looked me back to the White Rouse office where we had started. He and Reagan shared another drink. Reagan patted my hair back in place where Cheney had pulled it, which made me feel safe somehow, since I could not comprehend that he was behind my ordeal with Cheney. Reagan switched my personality to where I no longer regarded him as Chief, but instead as Uncle Ronnie. He did this by reaching into his jelly belly jar and giving me one. Certain colors and flavors triggered certain programmed responses. Uncle Ronnie must have had other kittens conditioned to the military green watermelon ones, because he kept an excess amount of these in his numerous jars. Cheney said, "How in the hell you drink cognac and eat those goddamn jelly beans is beyond me." Reagan responded, "Well, Dick, you don't have to have a jelly belly if you don't want to. I was just giving one to kitten here." Damn right I don't have to have a jelly belly, but you're going to have a jelly belly if you keep that shit up. Cheney finished his drink. Reagan chuckled. "Now, you know I watch my figure. Figure this."
You really want to know that to be totally compatible with Ronald Reagan, what whoever it is will really need is to love jelly beans.
The two most important things that Reagan did as president were to defeat communism and to boost the sale of jelly beans. Where's my jelly beans, Ron? Huh? Everybody wanted jelly bellies after Reagan said he liked them.
The president was carrying a jar of jelly beans in his left hand.
Nancy and I always enjoyed jelly beans.
Everybody likes jelly beans, don't they?
You probably thought they were brain pills or something. Magic jelly beans with mind control in them, I don't know about the economy, but I do know jelly beans are good.
I wouldn't want you to run out of steam.
They were trying to say, oh, he's just like you. He eats jelly beans and sells arms for hostages.
You must take ICBMs out of West Germany now! Whoa. Calm down, Brezhnev. Here, have some jelly beans. Hey.
Almost the exact same suit and tie. So it'd be like licking myself. Something I've also dreamed of doing.
That I don't mind, but not Ronald Reagan.
All right, let's go.